Today I'd like to share with you a couple different ways that I cook a turkey. Then I'm going to show you different ways on how to trim it, plate it, how to stuff a turkey using some cheesecloth, and so I'm hoping that you learn some great tips from this video. And so let's get started. Alright, we're going to start with our first turkey that we cooked on the bone, and we cooked it with the stuffing inside of the cheesecloth. We waited for it to get to an internal temperature of 165 degrees, and then we let it relax on the stove for about 2 hours. One of the mistakes we all make is we're trying to time our turkey to the time that we want to serve it, and so it's basically coming out of the oven. Wait about a half hour and we're cutting it, and you notice that all the juices are extracting out of the turkey. So the best way is to really let it sit for 2 hours, then cut it and serve it. So we're going to get rid of then we're going to take the leg. It should really fall right off the bone. As you can see, I'm taking no effort of pulling it off. I know in my family, most people all like the white meat. And so I'm going to start by putting the leg that way. You can also take it off and serve it into the quarters. I'm going to take off one of our chicken legs. And then I'm going to show you how to take off the breast. Very easy. You can see the middle cartilage bone. And take your knife and just score a little bit on the left side, and again on the other side. And so basically what you're doing is you're cutting on both sides of this bone. Come straight down and straight down this way and on the other side of the bone, so we could do both breasts. At this time I'll remove this leg. Put it like that. Then take your knife. The back end is where your wishbone is. Wishbone is shaped this way, so we're going to cut this way, that way, and at the same time we'll put a gap here. We can almost put our fingers in there, and so when we follow the bone down, there's one little bone here. That's the only bone you'll have on the side. Just take the knife like that, and again, let your knife just ride down. Now you've already taken off the bone. And let me just move this other part to pan. Alright, now that we taking off the breast, we'll do the same thing with the other side, so you can have two of them. To speed up this video, I'm just going to show you one side and how to do it. So I pull it off like this. You can almost see the grain if you open it up. So the grain runs this way. We don't want to cut with the grain, we want to cut against the grain. And I like a serrated knife. A lot of people use carving knives, very smooth. I find sometimes it will tear. This can also tear. So depending on if you have it home and whichever one is working best, that's what I recommend. So like I said, the grain is going this way. We're going to cut against the grain. And so we start here. I like to push it together. I will then take my knife and use it as a spatula. And I can pick it all up and lay it right on the plate. And you could do the same thing with your second breast. It makes it a lot easier than trying to cut it off the bone and you're tearing it. I also want to show you, remember, we took our stuffing and we put it in a cheesecloth. A lot of times we'll have to stick the spoon in and we're trying to scoop it out. Comes out in one nice little bag. We're going to take our knife. This is kind of hot. And there you go. Alright, next I'm going to take the turkey that we took off the bone raw. We stuffed it, and now it has no bones. So what I like to do is to cut against the grain. Just go slow when I pull the knife out the other side, just so I'm not ripping the skin. Sometimes serving at home, I'll cut it this way, but I want to show you what the inside is going to look like. So if we pick it up like this, you can, see the nice stuffing inside and the boneless. You can see here. I think it's a great way to do a turkey, because what I can do is, if I prepare this the night before and ready to roast, I take all my bones like I showed you earlier, and they're roasting right now. Where a lot of us have to start the gravy out of the juices. By roasting the bones, you really truly get a nice bone stock. And I'm going to show you how those bones are going to look. We want to cook the bones until they're falling apart. And then I'll dress it with my wing, turkey leg, and we can add another wing here. You can sprinkle some cranberries on there, however you like to serve it. But to me, I think it's a much easier way of cutting a turkey and getting rid of all the bones the night before, so you're not dealing with that when your guests are arriving. It's good. Alright, now we're going to grab the bones that we've been roasting in the oven. Really caramelize, 3 hours cooking. Any scraps you have for vegetables, anything that adds flavor, just throw it in, let it roast with some water in the bottom of the pan, very little water. You really want the roasting to happen and dry out. So now we're going to take out our bones that have been roasting for over the last 3 hours. And you can see those bones are pretty well dried out and roasted very well. We have in here some celery. You can see it's almost being cooked. Some onions, carrots. So we want to let that all roast. If you have a China cap, that's ideal. Strainer will work. What we're going to do is just pour that in. We can take these bones, throw them back into our pot with some water, and we can start a turkey stock for whatever's left for turkey at the end of the day, and create now a turkey soup out of these bones. Alright, so we have our 2 dishes all done. One off the bone cooks, pre-stuffed, and one off that we roasted with the bones. If you remember, I roasted the bones in the oven, and you can really kind of see how dark that stock is. And you don't have to heat this up with cornstarch or anything to make it thick. I mean, there is nothing like a well-tasted juice to go over it. And serve it like that. So how about you? I'm going to start to bring this to the table. Hold on, guys, they're coming. You guys are so anxious. So I hope you all enjoyed all the little tips and tricks, and that food smells fabulous. I can't wait to go eat. Till next time, see ya.
John's so excited about going to eat this turkey, he forgot to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. So from our staff at Simply Delicious, we hope you have a safe and happy Thanksgiving.